Power doesn't always fall with a bang. Sometimes it slips away in silence, through whispers, side eyes, and perfectly timed smiles. Melody Holt knew what it felt like to be the center of it all, adored, respected, and unstoppable. She built her name on hard work, class, and confidence, but in Huntsville, success has a way of turning friends into quiet rivals. And nobody understood that better than LaTisha Scott. While others threw shade in the open, LaTisha played her game in the shadows. Soft words, polite smiles, and silent moves that spoke louder than any confessional could. The cameras caught the arguments, but not the strategy. What started as simple friendship drama soon became a full-blown chess match of loyalty, betrayal, and image control. By the time Melody realized what was happening, the damage was already done, and the queen was standing alone. Melody Holt's rise wasn't luck. It was legacy in motion. From business ventures to her dominance on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, she became the blueprint of what winning looked like. Every scene she touched carried that boss energy, and everyone in her circle felt it. She wasn't just another reality star. She was the story. But fame has a way of creating its own enemies. And sometimes, the most dangerous ones aren't outside your circle. They're sitting right beside you, smiling while they take notes. LaTisha Scott played the long game. She wasn't the type to throw drinks or explode on camera. Her weapon was silence, strategic, patient, and deliberate. She'd mastered the art of looking harmless while quietly shifting the board. To the public, she was the wife, the mother, the businesswoman holding it all together. But behind the scenes, LaTisha was watching Melody closely, waiting for the perfect crack to appear. That moment came when Melody's friendship with Destiny Payton began to crumble. For years, Melody and Destiny were inseparable. They shared business dreams, emotional breakdowns, and sisterhood moments that made viewers root for them. But as the pressure of fame and broken marriages took over, their connection started to strain. Destiny felt abandoned. She believed Melody stopped showing up when things got hard. Melody, on the other hand, felt used, like her loyalty was being tested by someone who no longer valued it. What was once genuine friendship turned into silent tension, side comments, and cold shoulders. And in that chaos, LaTisha saw her opportunity. While others were busy reacting, LaTisha was planning. She began showing subtle support to Destiny, checking in, inviting her to events, posting those harmless photos that always tell a deeper story. It seemed innocent enough, two women finding comfort in each other's company. But the timing said otherwise. The shift was visible. The same people who once saw Destiny and Melody as sisters now saw her standing next to LaTisha, smiling for the cameras. And the internet noticed. LaTisha wasn't doing interviews throwing shade. She didn't need to. Her moves were quiet but loud enough to echo through the fandom. Every time Destiny hinted at her fallout with Melody, LaTisha was right there, nodding, sipping her drink and saying lines like, "I just want peace." But peace doesn't come wrapped in passive aggression. Behind those sweet southern smiles, a new alliance was forming, one that had everything to gain from Melody's downfall. Then came Martell, Melody's ex and the man whose name always brought drama. He and LaTisha had their own complicated dynamic, but lately fans started catching on to something. Little interactions, friendly moments that blurred lines between cordial and cozy. And when LaTisha's name started popping up in rumors about her connections with both Destiny and Martell, the pieces started fitting together. This wasn't random. It was chess. LaTisha was aligning herself with everyone who had tension with Melody. Slowly, the narrative began to shift. Destiny looked confident again, LaTisha looked supportive, and Melody suddenly looked isolated. The public sympathy she once owned began to fade as subtle doubts took root. Maybe Melody really is the problem. Maybe she pushed people away. That's the thing about LaTisha. She didn't have to destroy your image. She just had to make people question it. By the time Melody realized how deep the manipulation ran, it was too late. Conversations were already twisted. Friendships had been weaponized. And the show's cameras, always hungry for drama, captured every ripple of the divide. LaTisha stood there, calm and composed, playing the role of peacemaker while quietly fueling the fire she lit herself. To everyone watching, it looked like a natural fallout. But to those paying attention, it was a masterclass in quiet control. Melody's empire wasn't collapsing, but cracks were showing. And in reality TV, perception is everything. LaTisha didn't need to win the argument, she just needed to control the story. And she did, flawlessly. LaTisha's brilliance wasn't in what she said, It was in what she made others believe. Every move she made was wrapped in charm and subtlety. When Destiny started speaking out more against Melody, fans assumed it was her own decision. But behind the scenes, whispers told another story. Allegedly, LaTisha had been feeding Destiny small bits of information, small reminders of things Melody had said or done, twisting context just enough to sting. It was never obvious, just suggestive. Enough to keep Destiny fired up and Melody off balance. Soon, scenes on the show started feeling like setups. Destiny would bring up something from months ago, something no one else even remembered, and somehow it always hit a nerve. And who was always nearby, smiling, nodding, pretending to calm things down? LaTisha. Her favorite line, "I just want us all to move forward." But moving forward doesn't mean pushing someone out of the way. The truth is, LaTisha had found her rhythm. Let others do the talking. Let them take the hits, while she stayed untouched. Miss Wanda, LaTisha's outspoken mother, became an unexpected weapon in the strategy. Anytime the drama cooled down, Miss Wanda would hop online, drop a wild comment about Melody, and reignite the chaos. Every time she did, LaTisha would shake her head and say she couldn't control her mama. But everyone knew it was all part of the game. The louder Wanda got, the quieter LaTisha appeared, reinforcing her image as the mature, misunderstood one. While everyone else looked messy, LaTisha looked put together. She doubled down on her business ventures, showed up with her husband smiling for the cameras, and played the role of a balanced Southern wife perfectly. The optics were flawless. She wasn't involved in drama, she was rising above it. But that's what made her moves so dangerous. She didn't need to fight dirty. She fought smart, and slowly her plan worked. Destiny's credibility started to crack. Fans went from calling her real to calling her messy. Meanwhile, LaTisha stayed spotless, watching the fallout she helped create unfold like a well-directed scene. Every friendship Melody lost, every rumor that spread, it all traced back to the quiet one in the background. But power built on manipulation never lasts. The same silence that protected LaTisha eventually started working against her. People began connecting dots that she thought were invisible. Old messages resurfaced. Fans noticed how Destiny's storyline always seemed to benefit LaTisha's image, and how Miss Wanda's comments always dropped at the most convenient times. The whispers turned into conversations, and the conversations turned into questions. Was LaTisha really the peacemaker, or the puppet master pulling every string from behind the curtain? Meanwhile, Melody was moving differently. She stopped feeding into the chaos. No more subtle digs, no more public explanations, just quiet distance. She unfollowed people, skipped events, and started focusing on her brand. And that silence, the one people mistook for defeat, became her weapon. Because when you stop explaining yourself, people start talking for you, and eventually, the truth finds its way out. Destiny, once confident in her alliance, started seeing the cracks too. When her own struggles hit the surface, her store closing, her business reputation questioned, LaTisha was nowhere to be found. The same woman who stood behind her during the drama was suddenly too busy. Destiny dropped hints in her lives, saying some people only show up when the cameras are rolling. She didn't name names, but she didn't have to. Everyone knew. LaTisha kept smiling for the cameras, acting unbothered, talking about family and legacy, pretending she'd risen above it all. But behind that smile, the balance was shifting. The fans she thought she'd won over were turning skeptical. The same quiet control she once used to dominate the narrative was slipping through her fingers. And Melody? She didn't need to clap back, her glow did it for her. Her businesses grew, her following strengthened, and her peace became louder than any drama ever could. LaTisha had played her game perfectly, but Melody had mastered something greater: timing. Because sometimes the biggest win isn't in proving a point. It's in walking away while the others self-destruct. In the end, everyone was still standing, but not everyone was shining. LaTisha played chess, but Melody? She became the board. So what do you think? Was LaTisha the quiet strategist pulling every string? Or did Melody simply outgrow the chaos around her? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this story is far from over. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next twist. On The Hype Spill, we don't just talk tea, we pour it fresh, real, and unfiltered. Stay tuned, because in Huntsville, loyalty shifts fast. And the truth? It always finds its way out. And the truth? It always finds its way out.